1971, the U.S. and Nixon convinced the entire world to replace gold and silver with paper money. This stuff. Cash is trash. So the reason we have so much volatility in the world today is historically, since the time of the Romans and the Greeks and the French and the English and the Germans, every time they have taken God's money, like silver here, and replaced it with man-made money, there's been economic volatility.
And the way you make that crystal ball work is just reading economic history, because everything is just waves and cycles and waves and cycles.
This has happened
over and over again. It's all happened before. In fact, the thing with the currency has literally happened hundreds of times, where they've gone to an asset-backed currency. Currencies have been backed by oil, by gold and silver, by land. As soon as you remove something that you can't, something that puts financial constraint on them, where you can't just print as much of it as you want, the currency is pretty much doomed.
Historically, throughout time, again, it's not crystal ball, it's called prognostication. Every 75 years there's a depression. The last depression was 1930. So we're right on it right now.
Yeah.
Now, again, the rich will get richer and the poor and middle class will get wiped out, unfortunately.
The first phase of any bull market is sort of the stealth phase, where it's quiet accumulation. Then the second phase is usually the longest duration and the greatest growth. And then the final third phase is the blow-off top, where the market just goes vertical. You remember the NASDAQ in the last 3 months of 1999. It just went vertical, and the public, everybody rushed into it. And they all got slaughtered. The herd always comes rushing in at the end, and they always get slaughtered. And that's the time you want to sell. You don't want to hold on to gold and silver forever. You want to hold on to it until a median-priced single-family home costs less than 40 ounces of gold or less than 500 ounces of silver, and then you want to trade your gold and silver for real estate, cash flow real estate. So the world is awash in paper money. It's a blizzard of paper money. And what's really interesting, if you study history, there comes a time where the public, the mass psyche of the country and the world, this time the world, before it's always been a country, but the mass psyche starts to sense the currency debasement. Everybody should be able to feel it now. You go to the grocery store, you go to the gas station, you can feel there's a currency debasement going on. Everything's costing more. Your currency is losing purchasing power. And as the public starts to wake up, gold and silver go through the roof, and all that paper that they've created, gold and silver do an accounting periodically throughout history. It's really exciting to see this. They automatically revalue themselves when the public wakes up, and they catch up to all the currency that's been produced. And there's this same tiny little pile of 2 billion ounces of gold that there was back in 1980. And the pile of silver has gone from 2.2 billion ounces to 300 million. Today, there's 8.3 times more gold available for investors to buy than there is silver.
I want you guys to hear I don't even hear what he just said, okay? To me, I've been saying this for a number of years now. Silver is the biggest opportunity I have ever seen. There's less than 10 years supply worth of silver on planet Earth. The difference between gold and silver is gold is hoarded, silver is consumed. Silver is an industrial precious metal. It is used in cell phones, telephones, computers, electric lights, everywhere. The more information age we become, the more we use silver. And what Michael is saying is that stockpile is at all-time lows, and they're not discovering much more.
That's one of the things, too. You can buy it and you can take it home. It can't go bankrupt on you. You can't have a labor dispute or Enron accounting. It's just this super simple thing. You buy it now, you sit on it for 5 years. I don't know how long it's going to take, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. We could be going into a currency crisis right now. Precious metals are the only investment class where their bull market can go from stage 1 to stage 3, and it's called the currency crisis. And you could see gold anywhere from $5,000 to actually trillions, quadrillions, sextillions of dollars per ounce. In
Depends
19
on how hard the dollar and the euro and the loonie and the Aussie dollar.
They create them all now by doing this. They just type them into a computer, the dollars. They don't have to print them anymore. It used to be that you had to mint coinage to expand the currency supply. Then you had to print paper to expand the currency supply. But now all you do is you add zeros to it. Just and boom, you know, it's 10 times.
They don't even have to print this trash anymore.
Right.
It's electronic. That is how fast it's going to hit people.
The final week of that hyperinflation, and this is when fear is gripping the nation, the middle class has been wiped out. The value of the currency is changing on a daily basis. Things are 2, 3, 4 times more expensive tomorrow than they were today. It's said that you could drink a bottle of wine at dinner, and the following day the empty bottle, the deposit for it, was worth more than the bottle of wine. This whole generation right now are like a whole bunch of children. They just want it right now, and they spend and charge up the credit cards. When you buy a home or sign a credit card name, you're expanding the currency supply of the United States. The bank didn't loan you any dollars. Those dollars are just a book entry that they add. It's part of fractional reserve banking. In 1980, it took 1,000 ounces of gold to buy a silver to buy a single-family median-price home in the United States, and silver was not rare then. When you measure things with gold and silver, there is no inflation. Everything just travels inside of a valuation channel, going from overvalued to undervalued to overvalued to undervalued. That day will come again, but it's probably going to be less than 500 ounces. You want to buy a single-family median-price home outright, no payments, no down payment, 100% cash flow, put $8,000 aside today, you're going to be able to do it in the future.
Silver.
It's just history repeating.
In silver.
Silver,
Don't hold cash.
Right.
Cash
Gold is good too, but it won't perform as well.
Is trash.
Exactly.
Repeat after me.
Cash is trash.
If you understand that one, your whole paradigm will shift. So what's the good news?
The good news is I believe you're going to be able to buy a home for $8,000 if you set that money aside in real money, not currency. And people need to learn the difference. When the public can discern the difference between currency and money, that's when this is over with.
So in closing, I'll just tell you what I do. I don't recommend, don't do this at home. When I say cash is trash, Kim, do we have any cash?
We almost never have cash.
We're always broke.
It's always moving, it's always invested. So when a deal comes up, we scramble like crazy to go find the funding for it.
And the reason for that is as soon as this stuff hits my hand, I'm either putting it into some doodad, like my new Lamborghini, or I'm putting it into something that has the possibility of surviving a currency crash.